I know I've been gone for some years, okay? But I'm dropping this YouTube video because I promised you all about a month ago that I would have this video, but life has been lifing, okay?
Hey y'all, it's Ricky Marie, and I know I've been gone for some years, okay? But I'm dropping this YouTube video because I promised you all about a month ago that I would have this video, but life has been lifing, okay? So, I wanted to drop this video on Thursday because y'all have been with me for Therapy Thursdays. Every Thursday that I drop, if it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, if it's on Clubhouse, y'all are there and y'all are supportive. You all are engaged. You're asking questions. You're answering questions. You're giving me ideas for different topics. And so I really appreciate you all. And so for that, I'm dropping this today, right after I'm done recording, because y'all know I'm not about to edit. Okay, so anyways, let's just jump right into it because I'm so excited to just share my video with y'all. Sad news, and sorry for this glare on my glasses. As you see, I'm trying to move around to avoid it. But sad news, I did indeed fail my state licensure exam. If you don't know what the state licensure exam is, it is to obtain your full license of social work. You can do it as your bachelor's. I'm doing it as the master's. So if you ever see my credentials, I always have LMSW, which is Limited License Masters of Social Work. That means that I'm still either completing my supervision hours or I haven't taken my exam yet. So in my case, my supervision hours are done October 7th. And then I only have to pass my state exam. So basically what the exam does for you, it just kind of opens up more doors. And you can be a supervisor. You can supervise limited licenses. You get higher pay and different job opportunities that only are for fully licensed people. You're not fully licensed and you can take that opportunity. Some people go private practice, some people go in hospitals, some people work for the VA, so many different things, right? And so everybody's thing from the beginning of school is talking about this licensure exam. Well, I'm trying to think. I failed by 4 points. If I didn't say that already, I failed by 4 points. And honestly, the exam was not hard. I know that's probably very contrast from what everyone else says, but the exam wasn't hard. I can tell you what I know for a fact that I did wrong. So I did study. I studied a couple of hours a day for 2 to 3 months. I was doing very well, on my practice exams. I was doing very well on the app, all type of things. And I was like, oh, I got this. The last 2 weeks, I was studying every single day, coming home from work and just studying, not leaving the table, studying. I feel like that was a good thing because I obtained a lot of information, but it was a bad thing because I didn't give myself much of a break. And when I did that very close to my exam, what I ended up doing was getting burnt out before I even took the exam. So the day of the exam, the night before, I had already studied. So I was up until 2 a.m. just studying. And by the time it was time to take that exam, I was like, I already did about 50 practice exams. So that's where I messed up. I feel like I should have continued on the path of studying a few hours a day and things of that nature instead of giving myself burnout right at the very end. I also scheduled my exam at 8 a.m. I'm not a morning person at all. I struggle to get up in the morning. And with me studying until 2 in the morning and then trying to wind down to get some sleep, I probably went to sleep around 4, had to be up at 7. And so by the time I got to the testing place, I was just I honestly was not even in the mood to take the exam, to be honest. So things like that, really think about and consider what type of person are you. If you are a morning person, schedule in the morning. Don't schedule in the afternoon. If you are an afternoon person, schedule in the afternoon. Don't schedule in the morning. Those are just some minor things that can help you along the way. Some study tips. We'll think places, resources. That's what it is. Some study resources. I used YouTube a lot. I used people that actually broke down the sentences, what they meant, why they asked this, how to answer them. Learn the acronyms because they help you study. Take the exam in the back of the book. Whatever book you have that you're studying from, take that exam so you can learn your weak points and study those instead of just going all over. Study what your weakest points are and then go through the things that you already know. You don't have to zone in on those so much. Study the code of ethics. I feel like a lot of people fail because, especially if you're already working and receiving supervision hours, you may not be doing everything according to the code of ethics. And the issue with that is that when you go to take the exam, you're thinking about your job placement, not about the code of ethics. And these test exams are really black and white. There's no gray area. There's not a, well, what if? No, it's if in a perfect world, this is the scenario. There's no, what if he's that? What if he's this? But I did find myself on a couple of questions being like, well, it could be, but I was thinking about different scenarios that I had went through. And I wasn't just thinking about the code of ethics. Black and white, nothing else. That's it. So really think about that. I utilized a guy a lot, fill in the gaps. Phil as in Phil, because that's his real name, fill in the gaps. He also has like services where you can book him and study with him. He'll go over things, answer any questions. But he has a lot of available YouTube sources as resources as well. So I would say utilize those resources because they're free. And he does break down questions. He has a study guide, things of that nature. If you can, get some type of like breakdown for the DSM. They have like little cute little study guides and stuff that you can put in binders and things like that. You can review that as well. But I'm going to be honest. My exam was all scenario-based questions. I had maybe like 2 or 3 DSM questions and maybe 2 or 3 I can't think of the name of the question, but maybe like 2 or 3 questions that weren't really scenario based. Everything else was like, in this scenario, what would you do first? What would you do next? How would you handle this scenario? Nothing really was about diagnoses or about the DSM, which is the diagnostic manual. So just think about that as well. So, what next? What next? What next? What next? I know that's the magnificent question, especially if you haven't taken your exam and you're like, well, if I fail, what do I do next? How do I carry on? Things of that nature. My advice to anyone who has already failed, try again. At first, I was like, I'm not about to try again. Oh, well. But then I was like, okay, I know what I need to do now. I didn't fail by 1,000,000 points. Try again. So that's my first thing that I want to say is try again. My second thing is the breakdown of what happens. So as soon as I failed, y'all, I like emailed them right away. Like, okay, I failed. I need to retake it. Even though I kind of already was like, I don't know if I want to. I still reached out just to see like what was the next steps. They're going to email you back if you do it that way. And they're going to say, hey, okay, in a month, we will give you another access code where you can go and schedule another test. This test that you schedule, you have to schedule it 90 days out from your exam. So I took my exam July 6th. So I have to wait until October. So right around the time that I'm getting my hours done, I'll be able to take another exam. So keep that in mind too, that if you do fail, you do have some options and you do have some more time to study and to ask questions to people maybe who have passed in their studying tips and things of that nature. I definitely suggest getting help from other people who have taken the exam. What resources did they use? What advice do they give? Use that app as well. That app really helped me a lot because once you answer, even if your answer is right or wrong, you can pull it down and read why that is the answer. So that helped me create a really good study guide for myself. I am not good at standardized tests at all. I feel like they're pointless. So I struggle because I have to learn so many things, even if it's not really in my scope, right? Because social work is such a huge dynamic. We have micro, we have macro, we have meso, and everything in between. So you're like studying for all of that for an exam that is 170 questions, and 20 of those questions don't even count. 20 of those questions are like practice questions to see what they're gonna put on the next exam. So, yeah, all in all, I would say don't give up. And this is advice to myself as well, because if you did fail and you're watching this video, we in the same boat, okay? But we not gonna sink because we're gonna keep the positive energy. We're gonna keep the positive mindset, and we're going to continue to push because next time we're gonna pass this exam. If you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, because I didn't want it to be that long, so if you have any questions that I didn't answer in this video, please comment below. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe, you can share. I am going to start putting my Therapy Thursday videos on here as well, so definitely tune into that. I'm going to share this on Facebook and Instagram and all those great things. Thank you all for your numerous support for every Therapy Thursday. Of course, you guys know that Urbanistic Therapy LLC is still a thing. Private practice is slowly approaching. So be on the lookout for that as I start to follow you all from other pages, which will be Urbanistic Therapy LLC. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Bye.